The video opens with a harrowing view of a massive flood in India, showcasing the raw power and devastating impact of flash floods on a scale that's both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Torrential rains have unleashed a torrent of water that cascades down from the mountains, swelling rivers and streams beyond their limits. The deluge is so intense that it transforms serene landscapes into chaotic, turbulent waterscapes. The camera captures the moment as the once calm river morphs into a raging force of nature. The water rises rapidly, swallowing everything in its path. Houses that were once nestled safely on the riverbanks are now engulfed, their foundations eroded by the relentless surge. The floodwaters carry with them a mix of mud, debris, and uprooted trees, creating a swirling vortex of destruction. As the flood intensifies, entire neighborhoods are submerged. Streets that were once bustling with activity are now rivers of muddy water. Vehicles, previously symbols of mobility, are now tossed and turned like toys in the current. Cars and trucks are swept away with alarming speed, crashing into one another and piling up in heaps of twisted metal. The power of the floodwaters is so immense that it's capable of uprooting entire structures, turning homes into floating debris. The devastation is further highlighted by the scenes of people scrambling to escape. Many are seen trying to salvage what they can as the water continues to rise, their desperate attempts to protect their belongings overshadowed by the flood's relentless force. The sight of residents clinging to rooftops or being rescued by makeshift rafts underscores the perilous conditions faced by those caught in the flood's path. The camera also reveals the impact on the landscape itself. Farmland, once lush and green, is now a sea of brown water. Crops are destroyed, leaving fields barren and muddy. The flood's impact on agriculture is devastating, wiping out sources of livelihood for many families. The damage is compounded by the destruction of infrastructure, with roads and bridges washed away, further isolating communities. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because what we're about to witness is nothing short of mind-blowing. Imagine this, a serene, idyllic village in Southeast Asia, where life is peaceful and calm until nature decides to throw a curveball. Out of nowhere, a massive flash flood comes roaring down from the mountains, and it's bringing chaos with it. The camera captures the scene as a lone car braves the elements, attempting to cross a bridge that now seems like it's in the middle of a raging river. You can almost hear the driver's heartbeat as they inch forward. But wait, what's that? Oh no! The water level is rising rapidly, and before anyone can react, swoosh, the car is suddenly swept away as if it's nothing more than a leaf in the wind. It's gone in the blink of an eye, tumbling and turning in the murky waters, disappearing from view. But the drama doesn't stop there. As the floodwaters surge, bringing with them a wave of destruction, look up, because here comes the mudslide. It's not just water anymore, folks. It's a cascading avalanche of mud, debris, and trees. Yes, trees. Towering giants of the forest are being uprooted and carried along like twigs, crashing through everything in their path. The village, once so peaceful, is now a battleground between man and nature. And it's clear who's winning. The sound of the rushing water, the snapping of trees, the crash of debris, it's a symphony of destruction. You can feel the tension, the urgency, the sheer power of this natural disaster as it unfolds before your eyes. We're in China, where the mighty floodgates of a hydroelectric dam have been thrown open, unleashing a staggering billions of cubic meters of water. That's right, billions. And let me tell you, the sight is both spectacular and absolutely terrifying. As the water rushes out, it's like watching an ocean being poured onto the land. Imagine a tidal wave. But this one doesn't stop. It just keeps coming, with an unstoppable force that sweeps away everything in its path. The sheer power is enough to take your breath away. You can almost feel the ground shaking under the immense pressure. It's heartbreaking to see these homes, filled with memories and lives, now looking like they've been swallowed by the earth itself. And oh no, there goes a car. Wait, not just one, but hundreds of cars are being swept away. They're bobbing along like bath toys in a child's tub, except there's nothing playful about this scene. It's sheer chaos. The water is relentless, and the cars have no chance. One after another, they're lifted, flipped, and carried off by the merciless floodwaters. Some are crashing into each other, forming makeshift dams, but even those are no match for the force of the flood. Watching this, you can't help but wonder, what about the people? Where are they? What's their fate in the middle of this watery onslaught? The streets, which were once bustling with life, are now rivers, and those rivers are racing with a fury that's almost beyond comprehension. The water is rising so fast, it's like someone turned on the world's biggest faucet and forgot to turn it off. And it's not just the cars. Look at those trees, uprooted and carried away as if they weigh nothing. The flood is carving out a new landscape, and it's doing it with a terrifying speed. And as we continue to watch, there's a sense of helplessness. You want to reach out, to pull those cars to safety, to stop the water somehow. But all you can do is watch as nature takes over, reminding us all of its incredible and sometimes terrifying power. The floodwaters are relentless, showing no pausing is unimaginable. This is a scene that will stay with us long after the waters recede. A powerful reminder of how fragile our world can be in the face of such overwhelming force. The question on everyone's mind, what happens next? Can these people rebuild? As the murky floodwaters rage on, we can't help but feel a deep sense of regret as we witness the sight before us. A bridge standing firm amid the chaos, acting as an unintentional dam, capturing dozens of cars that have been swept downstream. Each one of those vehicles represents someone's hard-earned possession, now caught in the relentless grip of the flood. The water, thick with mud and debris, churns violently around them, and the scene is both surreal and heart-wrenching. It's impossible not to feel a pang of sorrow for the owners of these cars, knowing that what was once a valuable asset is now just part of the wreckage, trapped and battered by the force of nature. The sheer power of the flood is on full display, and as we watch, we're reminded of how quickly our possessions can be rendered powerless against such overwhelming forces. As we come to the end of this incredible and harrowing journey through some of the world's most devastating flash floods, it's impossible not to reflect on the sheer power and unpredictability of nature. From the tranquil streets of Genoa, Italy, transformed into raging rivers, to the small town in Turkey completely overwhelmed by torrential downpours, each scene has shown us just how quickly life can be turned upside down. We've seen entire cities brought to their knees, like the picturesque town of Mandi in India, where a flash flood ripped through with a force that few could have anticipated. The floodwaters didn't just carry away homes and businesses, they carried away a part of the town's history, its charm, and its people's livelihoods. And then there was the sight of hundreds of cars being swept away. In China, the decision to release water from a hydroelectric dam created a scene of unparalleled devastation, with billions of cubic meters of water unleashed onto the land. The sight of homes submerged, cars floating like driftwood, and streets turned into rivers will be etched in our memories. It's not just the physical damage that leaves an impact, but the uncertainty, the fear, and the realization that in these moments, all our human efforts can seem so small. And yet, as we watch these events unfold, there's also a sense of resilience that shines through. Whether it's the quick-thinking villagers of Himachal Pradesh evacuating to higher ground, or the communities in Norway bracing themselves as floodwaters surged, there's a strength in humanity's response to disaster. It's in these moments of crisis that we see the true spirit of people, coming together, helping each other, and beginning the long process of rebuilding. As the waters eventually recede and the cameras stop rolling, the stories of those affected continue. The damage will be assessed, the losses mourned, but also the recovery will begin. Nature has shown its might, but human resilience is just as powerful. The road ahead will be long for those who have lost everything, but they will rebuild, they will recover, and life will go on.